right, welcome everybody to round four. We've got Kroge at the bottom of your screen. We've got Applechips up at the top. Kroge on a sweet brew of menace gunslingers versus Applechips classic Huru Akira. The janitor's in, gonna draw a copy of Valise. We'll see if this cool gunslinger strategy can handle the power of Kira, because when you go it dove it on turn two into drawing Valise, just like, wow, you're just playing really, really good cards.
Yeah, I think though, Aramat's design is really going to be the key to the matchup, I think, right? I mean, it's just going to blow up their board, and now that Kroge has seen what Applechips has, they know they don't have any way of protecting their two drops.
Yeah.
So
All right, Stire's Eyes here, gonna get Lingering Influence, draw Justice Sigil, Scout. More Jotun Hurler value there, discarding the Jotun Hurler to the Stire's Eyes. I like that. Anytime you can discard a Jotun Hurler, he's happy.
oh yeah.
All right, as you mentioned, Airmont's Designs. That's going to clear off Applechips' early plays. Applechips has no protection there. Going to leave the trash behind for Kroge as well. We'll have to see how relevant that is. But Applechips going to follow up with Akira. No protection right now. Going to go Justice Etchings. Draw Justice Sigil.
Yeah, this is one of those times where you're like, man, I wish I had just waited a half a turn to play Aramat's design.
We've seen Palace. Going to go to Palace again for Applechips, but Applechips shields are down. We're going to see Jack. That's going to take care of the Kira. It's going to hit face. Going to draw a treasure trove. Things looking good for Kroge right now.
I think this is just going to be sweet, right?
Yeah, this looks pretty good. Again, Applechips and no protection. For as good of Corviat Palace is, it's a very, very strong card. It's a little bit less good when you're behind.
Yeah.
And you don't have units on the board and your opponent does, you're in trouble.
And I see this attack makes really good sense, I think. Like you don't need to kill Karya yet.
Yeah.
And getting another treasure trove and putting a firebomb in their deck.
Oh, there's a firebomb. Here comes Palace, though, so that's going to make Akaria huge, I would assume. Now going to be an 8-7. Now, how does the hidden, if it's played on a gunslinger, killing it with attack less than the wielder, so it's not going to kill the 8-7.
Yeah, I guess he should have killed it. No, I guess he couldn't kill it first, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right, so hideout pistol. If played on a gunslinger, kill an enemy unit with less than. Okay.
Yeah, less than. So it's not going to be there this time. Now Kroge might just do the same thing they did last time and just go aggressive and basically trade a unit for Akaria, but try to push some damage. But tough. It's really only pushing 5 damage, and that's not enough.
Right. I mean, they have to take the palace out, though, right? I mean, otherwise.
Yeah, you probably need to take the palace out.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much Applechips' game here.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna push through. I'm sorry, I forgot about the charge on the other Milo. So that is actually gonna push through more damage than I thought. My mistake. Yeah, that's gonna be it. The 2 extra fire bombs. That's gonna do it. Can Applechips do anything? Has a bubble shield. All right.
Oh,
so bubble shield to protect against the firebomb.
I don't think it stops it. No.
Oh, it doesn't stop it. Never mind. Because it's your own deck. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good try though.
Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Rough. I got excited. Yeah. Well, okay. Kroge taking it over Kira. Oh, that seems pretty good.
That was pretty good.
It's not often that the deck can just ignore a giant Akaria and ignore a sight, but hey,
yeah,
Kroge was able to do so.
Had to go for the face damage and then hope for a firebomb, and that's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, bam! Nothing worse than dying to a firebomb, though.
Yeah.
Like that can be very tilting, I think. So I don't know if Applechips is a tilting type, but I know that I am, and I know that I would have to take a short break.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I guess at that point there were 3 firebombs in at that point?
I think so.
All right, yeah, I was just, of course, Crows just needed to prove me wrong. I'm sitting there saying, like, well, they can't attack because there's not nearly enough damage. And then, sure enough, play a charge unit, put in another firebomb, and kill him lethal. All right, so Crows up game number 1. It looks like Applechips is on the play. And I think you mentioned, you kind of called it with that Aeromots designs from the very beginning, just really clearing out all of Applechips' early pressure.
Yeah. I think, I kind of forgot that I guess hideout pistol is really less good than I thought it was because of the kill an enemy with less strength. So that makes me think, that Aeromots designs is just it's so important. Apple Chips is hand. I mean, I guess they're sitting on 2 undepleted power. Um,
Make sure our players know they're good to go. I don't want Applechips waiting on
sure.
us here.
They have 2 undepleted power, 2 Valk enforcers, Stairs Eyes, Target. Nope, they do keep it. So a little slower, I think.
Yeah, a little slow. So Ikaria, Styre's Eyes, 2 Valkyrie Enforcers, and a Silverblade Intrusion. Bro's just going to get a treasure trove off that Joe. Also a little bit of a slower hand. No units. There you go. Vadius can hit on turn 3, but actually going to put that one to the bottom.
Hmm.
So no units in hand for Kroge except for a 5-cost Highwayman.
I mean, I guess, yeah, going for power, I suppose.
Sure. Ramp it up for Applechips. There we go. And that's going to turn on. Actually, that's going to pump up 3 different Valkyrie in Applechips' hand. Sort of that secondary ability on Ikaria.
Yeah.
But it is going to be big here. All right, Crow's going to go to the market with the Smuggler. So I imagine we toss that Joe. That's not doing anything. And going to get a Bandit Queen.
Wow.
Wow.
And they can play it next turn,
They
so
can play it. And you got these 2 hideout pistols. So again, it adds 2 attack, and then it kills an enemy unit with less than the wielder. So it is going to be able to kill most of the units Applechips put out. The only reason it couldn't last time is because of the withstand giving it +4/+4.
got rid of Cario for power.
Let me go ahead and silence the 3/2 decay, but it doesn't really matter. I guess it matters that it's harder to attack now, because before you could probably attack into the Valkyrie Enforcer and Applechips probably wouldn't block, but a little tougher now. Well, you called it. Bandit Queen attacking this turn. It's going to push through some damage. You don't often see Bandit Queen, like, mediocre beats, but I guess it works. I'd be a little worried, though, if I were in Crozier's seat, that I think that attack didn't really... I think you have to do it, but it just doesn't really accomplish much, and I think that's good for Applechips. If that's Crozier's best play, that's probably good for Applechips.
And I don't know about you, but I always forget or mix up Bandit Queen and Vicious Highwayman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for some reason in my mind, I just always get them mixed up.
Yeah.
And so sure, charging it in is good, but okay, that doesn't.
So this is interesting. It looks like damage, but it's actually not damage. So Applechips, of course, knows that, is just going to get their card draw on here, but that's going to kill the Kira either way. And Kroge can actually play out the other one and can kill the other Kira. So Applechips will get their cards out of it, but there's no protecting the Kira. Silverblade Intrusion doesn't protect from direct kill spells. All right, now this is real damage. Yeah, Applechips actually has to chump because Applechips doesn't want to take 10 and go to 7. So down to 14.
What does Kroge have? They have Turn to Seed and Moon and Office.
Yeah, Turn to Seed.
Oh.
The only thing they can get with Transpose is Turn to Seed and Waxing Moon.
Yeah.
Vicious Highwayman doesn't have the second Shadow, so actually can't Highwayman yet.
Deal 1 damage.
Smuggler with Onslaught's going to be good for chips.
Justice, yeah, that's pretty good.
Bring to justice.
But
It's going to be tough.
counter.
All right. Destructive Flicker, though. Says I'll keep my 7-2, thank you very much. Applechips has a Valise and a Valkyrie Enforcer in hand, so no tricks up, no protection spells up, and can't play either of those units. But with the Valise, I believe that's lethal next turn for Applechips. So Kroge is going to have to figure out a way to either survive one more turn after this or try to figure out how to win this turn. But the Smuggler has Aegis, so that's not going to die, even if they drew like a Highwayman. Vitus is going to do it. I'm not sure what Kroge can draw to actually win this game next turn.
Yeah, I mean, if maybe another hideout pistol. I mean, Airmont's Designs doesn't do anything. And then, so that's like they have Airmont's Designs and hideout pistols. Those are their removal, which doesn't really match up for 2 flyers.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Kroge can draw here. Look at their deck list, see if there's anything. I don't imagine gunslingers are very effective against flyers. I guess they could draw another pistol. That would kill one of the flyers, keep him alive. Yeah. Did not. They drew an exploit. I don't think exploit does it. I think this is just lethal.
No. I don't think it does much, right? Like,
no,
you could play.
I guess you could turn to seed. Turn to seed would do it, right? Transpose, turn to seed one of the Valkyries, Valkyrie Enforcer. See if Applechips blocks. So turn to seed, I think, would keep Kroge alive one more turn, but if Applechips just takes this 10, then it doesn't, because Applechips will be able to attack with these anyway.
Like, I think you just... Like, I mean, you might have to... Like, you might feel like you have to block, but I don't know that you should block, because it's not like they have direct damage either. Right. So Kroge doesn't have direct damage.
Right, yeah, this is a tough decision here for Applechips. Applechips might be taking a look at Kroge's deck list as well and saying, what am I playing around? What does Kroge have that could punish me for blocking, for not blocking? So walking through that again, if Applechips blocks with Smuggler, which he does not, then I think that's a win, because Kroge now has to turn to seed the 4/4, but with Valise, that's going to be 8 damage. But well played by Applechips not taking that bait and going down to 4. That's bold, going down to 4.
Yeah.
All right, turn to seed. Going to turn that Valkyrie Enforcer into an 0/2, but Applechips has the Valise to attack for 8, and that's going to be it. Wow.
Nicely done.
Applechips, well done. That's why these players are the best. Well done, Applechips. All right, can I tie that up? That was only game 2, because Kroge won game 1. So we'll have to see game 3 here. Seems like a fairly evenly matched lineup here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess I feel it favors Applechips, maybe, like, just because I have more experience with Kira, and I feel like, they just have more answers, card draw potential, whereas if Kroge gets Airmont's Designs, like I said, in the first game, to kind of wipe their board, maybe that does something. But
yeah, I think my take on it would be it's interesting, but I think my take on it would be that I think the Gunslinger's deck has a decent matchup relative to other decks against Kira. Like, it does match up well to what Kira's trying to do, but the Kira deck I think has more raw power, and so I think the Kira deck might be favored just because it's a more powerful deck. Even though I think that the Gunslingers deck has some good synergy against it, has some good cards against it. If that makes sense. This is gonna be another slow hand for Kroge, though. I really don't like being on the draw in your first play. Being a Milos just seems a little tough.
Yeah. It seems like it would be too slow, but you know, an Aeromots design might just be that answer to whatever Applechips plays.
Yeah, true.
But they really don't have any. They have their first unit is at 3 cost, so they don't have any units that are cost less than that.
That's interesting. Yeah. All right, gonna etchings onto this. No, actually, not gonna etch. Just gonna straight etchings for power here. I'm sorry, but that power is gonna trigger the Hojin. Now, maybe in Kroge's deck, having the charge on your 3-drop and then having your hideout pistol is enough of a catch up where you have that catch up mechanic and you can use those cards to avoid having like a 2-drop. But I don't know, having no 2-drop seems real seems real tough in a lot of matchups. Is there actually no 2-drop creature unit in the deck?
In Kroge's, no.
Wow.
It just starts at 3.
Yeah, it's just Airmots Designs Exploit on 2. Wow. Old. Kroge going to play out the Milos, not going to attack into the Dovid, but unfortunately for Kroge, yeah, this is free attacks for both units. Not like you can really block this Hojin. This is also what they call threat of activation or in Magic, but just the threat of the Hojin's ability means that Applechips can attack in freely, and Kroge realistically can't block it because of the ability of getting eaten. But then Applechips doesn't have to necessarily trigger it. Applechips can just play out a Valkyrie Enforcer and still use your turn. You don't have to target this until you need to, but the activation threat is still there. Of can't really get that block on. But this will be nice for Kroge, being able to kill the Dovid, get the 2/1s, and attack in with a 5/3.
Applechips just has, a pretty stacked hand though, with intrusion and bubble shield to really just kind of protect their units. Plus we've got, Hojin gaining life.
Intrusion these as well. Pretty good. Now 8/7 Hojin attacking, and that's going to put Kroge all the way down to 4. Plus, you get the Valkyrie for it.
Yeah, the Denouncer, that's pretty awesome too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good game by Applechips here. Kroge was just too much on the back foot. The hand was too slow.
This definitely needed removal and wasn't able to